Welcome back to Politics Watch. This is Sir P. Now, as I was working on a video for the kerosene oil series that was covering a couple of incidents or events that took place in West Kingston, and I was talking about basically that the kerosene oil team that West Kingston produce consistently are arguably some of the best in the island. Not only are the West Kingston and in particular the Garden kerosene oil experts at pulling people's heartstrings when they talk about coming in front of the camera and make people feel sorry for even the wickedest the gunman alive. You can't test West Kingston kerosene, especially as I said the Garden kerosene right? And as I was talking about one of those incidents, I mentioned a group of a youth from our Rima called the Fatherless Crew. And as I was talking about the Fatherless Crew, it dawned on me, you know what? Let me do a separate video. Let me make the Fatherless and the Rima section a completely separate topic because I've never really gone into Rima. And Rima is a very interesting place, a very interesting garrison. See, I want people to understand something. Imagine a group of youths come together. They're joining a gang, they're forming a gang, and they want to come up with a name. And the name what them pick is what bonds them together, what them all have in common. And that name, of course, is Fatherless. The Fatherless Crew from Outer Rima is very interesting. Here you had a group of young men who decides to listen. The whole of our father, either dead or they're jail. We're going to join a gang, we're going to form a gang, and we're going to call it Fatherless. That's very interesting to me. Very, very interesting to me. But people have to understand the foundation of the Fatherless Crew. Now, Rima have multiple, Rima man them skill, right? They will tell you that there's no gangs in Rima. Rima people tell us that there's not a single gang around there, right? Let me tell you, listen, there's a bunch of crew and we just work together and do this, but there's no gang around here, right? Rima people them skill upon the whole kerosene thing too, you know. But for information purposes, there's really four main group run a Rima. But me know about, right? I don't know if they've formed a later crew now and they have some brand new thing I'm gonna hear about. But as far as I've been aware, right, from ever since, I know about run a Rima, you have Fatherless Crew, you have the Buckers man name, you have I think you have Federal man name, and you have Action Pack. Probably the two most known are Action Pack and Fatherless. Right, now Fatherless. I'm going to show you an excerpt on your screen right now, right? And it's an excerpt of somebody giving a testimony or a statement as to how Rima and the Fatherless Crew thing came about, right? So as you can see on your screen, they were saying that back in the day, Tivoli Garden used to actually run Rima, right? For those of you who don't know, Rima or Wilton Gardens, which is the real name for it, is a place where originally it was a labor right place, right? It was JLP. There was a very infamous incident where I think it was in 1977 where the government running upon the people in West Kingston or running upon the people in Rima and forcefully evict them, right? That happened during the days of, I think Michael Manley was Prime Minister, but Tony Spalding was the man who really oversee that, right? And to be honest, to this day, even the name Tony Spalding make enough people run a West Kingston, especially the labor right side them, make them get vexed. Just mention Tony Spalding and people face screw up, right? Because Tony Spalding, under his guidance, them did forced to remove whatever people from out Wilton Garden, aka Rima, right? Move out the people them, say them not pay rent, and then basically move in for them own people. You have to understand. Listen, half the story has never been told. Some things in Jamaica, entire communities, back in the day, entire communities used to get switched from one party to the next. And it was being done by a bad man. It was actually a man from jungle who go in there and force out the people them from Outer Rima, right, and move in for them own people, right? People think politics messy now. Politics are cotton candy and flowers now compared to the 70s. Right. Anyway, so Garden man them, they end up start control a part of Rima, right? And Garden man them, they have them own system. Then Rima was like under them umbrella, right? Especially during the Jim Brown days, Now, in 1984, there was a massacre in Rima, right? I think it was May 1984, where Garda man them go around there, right? Man them kill about 8 people. It's like how Chadiga Park had the 8 people. A long time massacre going to Jamaica, right? Man them kill about 8 people. This was under Jim Brown's time, during Jim Brown's time. And after all of that, Garda man them still was supposed to run Rima, but of course, Rima people were bitter, right? They were bitter because, of course, them inflict damage upon them, and a whole heap of time Garden step going to Rima. This is what you have to understand. People, there is this image that Tivoli Garden is like Jamaica's biggest victim. And people talk about Garden like say, Garden is just a bunch of, just a bunch of people that try to go about them business. Of course, obviously Simple Simon, we know innocent people live on a garden. We know law-abiding people who live on a garden. All kind of people that are garden, working people that are garden, we know that. But the criminals live on a garden, no matter make them try to blend in with the rest. Tivoli Garden has been a bully for enough of the community them where they around them. Right? And a real garden man can tell you that. If you know nobody will live a garden and them honest, let me tell you that Tivoli Garden has played the role of a bully. There was a time when Tivoli Garden used to set curfew on Rima people. Let me say that again. Garden man them, when them used to fully control Rima, them used to set curfew, not police, It's like how police set curfew on people. Also, garden man used to set curfew on Rima people. You have to go in by this time, come off of the road by this time, or else you get beaten and thrown and all the kind of things. Right? So, Rima and Garden, there's always been this bad blood between them, but enough of the youth them who will fight back against Garden, and them did end up start dead off. And enough of them youth them man the son go farm the fatherless crew. Right? And that fatherless crew is still around to this day. And even now, enough of them youth they still harbor the same resentment towards Garden, because obviously Garden man them kill off them father. Right now we know Simple Simon. Nobody ever tell me say, but Rima man them have gun too. Of course them have gun. Rima have 87s to Rima have them kerosene too. Nobody's trying to argue the fact that Rima is some innocent place where you be a law-abiding people just get pressure. But the fact of the matter is, to be honest, Rima is one of the most batter-bruised communities in Jamaica. What do I mean by that? I mean to say, if I'm a jungle man them, a pressure Rima, a guard man them. Because there is this thing, them have to say Rima people love switch, right? Rima switch from side to side, PNP today, JLP tomorrow. And anytime they switch, you say the man a crew a war, the man a crew a war. But if people were really honest, let me tell you that most of the war them Rima fight has been in self-defense, right? There's not many examples, right, where Rima is the main aggressor. Like I said, nothing now go on and Rima just go out to go look war. You can probably find a 1 or 2 instances, but for the most part, Rima has had to be defending themselves from Gardenman and Jungleman, right? Because of whole heap of pressure, Rima come under. Even when time the massacre them go down on there, politicians just tell themselves to just hold it down and move on, right? So enough Rima youth, anytime they get a bus, especially them time there, the first thing they used to try to do, I buy a gun, cause then go down there. Because even the whole illegal, all the guns them distribute, never even distribute fail down a Rima. Right, and if God man them give them gun and them say, oh, send it back, if you not come back, people are go dead. Right? So trust me, Rima has been through a lot. Right? As me say, me not say them innocent. Enough gunman down there. Them have them kerosene too. Rima man kill people too. Right? But if you really look at the history of that community, Wilton Gardens, Rima, you would not be surprised when you find out that them have literally name a crew fatherless. The amount of Rima man will get killed off. Back in the day, Garden man used to treat Rima like a range. Like a range for the least dispute, the smallest dispute. If them send word go on and Rima man in respond as fast as them want them respond, then you say how much people they do on Rima. Right? But one thing Rima has always been known for is that they were known for producing some brave 87s. The reason why people know Rima man them brave is because if you really think about it, a community like Rima, based on the amount of attack we go around there and who them go up against, Rima should have wiped off of them off a long time. Because if you're gonna go up against Tivoli Garden and go up against Jungleman them, you're talking about 2 of the biggest garrisons in Jamaica, and Rima war the two of them and survive. Right? So Rima man them have all been known to, they might not be as big in numbers, right? They might not have the amount of firepower or the amount of 87s, but when they bring it, then bring it. Right? So this is why, as I say, you have to put things in a context. I'm not saying Rima is a place where people sit down on them and just take beating. They fight back. But you have to understand, when you hear a group named Fatherless, you have to think to yourself, okay, these youths know what they're missing. People act like say, youths don't know what them lack. Anybody tell you say them don't notice the fact that them have a father, them not have a father, lie them I tell you. There's no way a youth, especially a boy pitney, can not have a father and it don't affect him. It's simply impossible. Right? Matter of fact, I want you to look at your screen right now. Right? Because there's a very interesting article that I found online, and it actually have a piece of a statistics that completely blew my mind. Listen to this, people. It's on your screen right now. A group of foreign journalists were talking to some youth from our fatherless side, and listen to what them say. The unemployed teenager says he's part of a gang known as Fatherless, a group of disenchanted youths who have lost their fathers through violence or imprisonment, in a country where 80% of births are outside marriage. Now that doesn't surprise me. As a matter of fact, I'm actually surprised it's only 80. I was thinking more along the lines of upwards of 90. Right? That doesn't surprise me, and that shouldn't surprise nobody. Right? Everybody knows Jamaica stay already. Right? However, this is the part that blew my mind. And 70% fail to record the father's name on the birth certificate. 70% fail to record the father's name on the birth certificate. The rudderless family is all too familiar. Clinton's own father, a taxi driver, was just 34 when he was gunned down 5 years ago. The killer has never been caught. Now listen to this. The same youth I talk to, he's 18, right? So listen to this. At 18, he is already responsible for a 3-year-old boy and an infant girl. At 18. That's 2 youth. His first family though remains the gang. Born and raised in Rima, he first became involved with Fatherless at just 15. So when I talk about these acidic communities and I talk about the conveyor belt of death, do you see it now? Here is a perfect example. Right? The conveyor belt and the cycle. This youth, Fatherless, literally go join Fatherless. Now he's 18 and he's already at 2. This is a youth from Rima, right? As the thing says, he's unemployed. He's an unemployed teenager with 2 youth already. One a boy and one a girl. So you already see, when you talk about the conveyor belt. So if anything was to happen to him, then female youth now are end up go join Fatherless and the cycle just show them how them things work, right? But 70% fail to record the father's name. I wonder if Jamaican people know how much pitney born on a Jubilee, and when time the nurse asks the mother, what is the name of the father? She don't know the father's real name. If you know somebody who worked on a Jubilee or has worked on a public or have been experienced with public or Jubilee nurses or doctors, even one water and porter, let me tell you, the amount of Jamaican pitney, when them ask the mother, what is the name of the father, the mother only know the father's street name. She tell us, oh, him name Mikey Speng. Him name J-Bad. What's his real name? I don't know. Him name Sir D. Him name Simple Simon, she don't know him real name, especially him last name. This might sound extraordinary, but listen, when I read that statistic, because me already know enough people in the public, the mother don't know the father's real name. But when I heard that 70% fail to record the father's name, that's a mixture of 1, them don't know the father's name, 2, they can't write the father's name, right? Because the man now want to claim the whatever, the man now go sign feet and all kind of foolishness. People don't understand the condition the Jamaican children are born in. People don't understand the level of carelessness of going to Jamaica. People in the public don't know the name of the man who them breed for. She only know him bad man name. She can tell us, well, him name Special. She can tell us him name Richie Killer, but she can't tell him actual full name. And you can't write J-Bad on a certificate, right? when them a float birth certificate, they can't write in the JJ Nakis, they can't write that. Right? You need a full name. And no Jamaican pitney can't get the full name. They cannot get the full name. Mother breed for a man, where the whole thing she know about him is him in the streets name. Just want to understand and look at the whole children thing, because as me say, I just had to divert from that kerosene video and really touch into the fatherless gang on Arima, right? And to be honest, that's a kerosene as well. The type of woman where I go breed for a man and all she knows is him in the streets bad man name, come on, that's very likely to be a kerosene. Very likely. Right? The majority of a woman or a female who end up in a situation like that would be a kerosene, because, come on, when name J-Bad, what's his real name? I don't know. It sounds crazy. It sounds like a movie. Sound like me make up things to get views. But me say, ask any doctor you know. No Jamaican pitney. The man name can't go on the certificate. Because the mother don't know. Or the mother can't put it. 70% fail to record the father's name on the birth certificate. 70%, that is the majority. Me only sorry say me can't tap into some of these places, because you have to understand certain statistics in Jamaica are not publicly available. But I realize them big foreign places like they can make 2 phone calls and get them. I'd love to be able to get access to them. 70%. My mind is blown. I don't know about Uno still. Right, but as me say, that one caught me completely off guard. Completely off guard. Anyway, Patreon squad, big up on yourself. PIA, more life, people, bless up.